Hello friends, so today I actually filmed a makeup look on this look right here for all my friends and clients that are, stuck in the house right now. It is the perfect time to practice makeup because guess what? If it doesn't look good, you're not going anywhere anyways. So I just kind of filmed a quick tutorial on this. It's pretty much my go-to glam look if I'm wanting to do something a little bit more than just my daily routine. You can do this look with or without lashes. I went ahead and popped them on. I also did a nude lip, but you can honestly pair this eye look with any color of lip. Yeah, and so I just wanted to try something new for you guys. Let me know if you like it, and I hope that everyone is staying safe. And if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so first off, I'm starting with my Becca under eye corrector, and I'm just popping this directly under my eyes and trying to focus it just where I have dark circles, not really bringing it any farther down with that. I first apply it with my brush, and then I slowly tap it out with my finger. And this just kind of really brightens up that area and also cancels out some of that darkness, so I'm not using as much concealer under there. And then I am going in with my concealer, and I'm using two different formulas and two different shades. So they're both the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. The lighter shade is just their matte version, and the darker shade is the hydrating version. And I really like both of these. I just don't have my perfect color right now, and I honestly really like the formula of both of them mixed together. Now I'm going to start patting that concealer out with my beauty sponge again. I'm just kind of concentrating where I have it applied, and then I'm also going to take it over my lid just to cancel out any of that discoloration I might have in my eyelids. That way we have a good canvas for eyeshadow later on. For foundation today, I am using the Lancome Skin Feels Good. I forgot to show a clip of it, but it is basically just kind of like a tinted moisturizer, but it does offer a little bit more coverage than a traditional tinted moisturizer, but I would still call it a good medium coverage. I am mixing two shades today just because I am in between spray tans, and so I'm trying to, get as close to my skin as I possibly can, but I feel like it ended up being a pretty good match for me today. I'm using my beauty sponge to pat that in as well, just focusing on up and down motions. Now I'm going in with my cream bronzer. This is the matte bronzer from Milk Makeup. Don't mind how atrocious my packaging for this looks. It's been through the ringer. The cats knock it off of the counter all the time if I forget to put it away in my drawer. But I am just applying that into the hollows of my cheeks. I'm really not trying to contour today. I'm more so just trying to bronze. And so since this is a more warm color, I find that it's a really great shade for this. And then I just kind of apply it to the perimeters of my forehead, and then I also take it down the sides of my nose. I'm not really trying to necessarily contour my nose or change the shape of it. I'm more so just trying to add some color back into the center of my face just because I feel like it rounds the look off a little bit more. And then I do go over it with my beauty blender to make sure there are no harsh lines. Next, I am going in with my liquid blush. This is by NARS, and it's in the shade Orgasm. I don't know why NARS names their shades such just really uncomfortable shade names to say, but that's what it's called. It's in the shade Orgasm, and I just take that and I shake it up really good, and then I apply 3 drops of it on my cheeks, and then it's actually the same brush I used for my bronzer, but it's a new brush. Like, I actually have 2 of those brushes because I love them so much, and I use one for bronzer and one for blush, and I just kind of pat that out on my cheekbones. I do kind of run my blush kind of right under my eye and across the bridge of my nose. I just think it looks really cute, but I also pat that out with my beauty blender to make sure there are also no harsh lines with our blush. Now it's time for highlighter, and I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Flash palette. This is one of the more mid-tone shades, and I'm just taking that on a highlighting brush. It's actually her highlighter brush with her Morphe collab, and I'm just popping that on my cheekbones. And then I also am going to take it down the bridge of my nose, the forehead, Cupid's bow, and on the center of my chin as well. Alright, now it's time for eyeshadow. I am using my Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson, and I'm just taking one of those lighter brown shades, and I'm going to start applying it in the outer corner, just focusing it on that outer V and dragging it up towards my temple to give the eye a more lifted effect. And then once I have most of my pigment deposited out there on the outer corner, I will kind of start to swirl that into my crease just to start building some dimension there as well. I'm using circular motions as well as windshield wiper motions just to make sure this color is nice and diffused. And now I'm going in with that deeper brown shade, and I'm using a smaller fluffy blending brush, and I am really focusing that into the outer corner of my eye, just kind of playing up on that shape that we created with the first shade, really trying to drag it up and out towards my temples to give a nice lifted effect. Once I have most of that pigment deposited into that outer corner, I will go back in with that first fluffy brush that we used just to diffuse everything out and make sure that everything is nice and blended. Also, that's my cat in the background. Her name is Binks, and I love her so much. All right, and now I'm going in with a more dense blending brush, and I'm dipping that into the black, and I am really focusing this just in my outer corner, almost creating a V shape with this black shade. I'm just kind of pulling it up towards my temple, and then once I get that color deposited, I'll go back in with that smaller fluffy blending brush just to diffuse it out. Then once you're done blending those edges out, you're left with this nice smoky cat eye effect. Now I'm dipping back into that medium brown shade, and I am pretty tightly applying that on my lower lash line. I'm not diffusing this out too much just because I don't really like that look on myself. All right, now it's time for brows. I am using the Morphe Brow Gel in the shade Latte. I like to go a little bit darker with my brows just because I feel like it frames my face a little bit nicer, and I'm not afraid of a really strong brow. But brows are such a personal thing that you really just kind of have to figure out what you like best for you, your brow shape and your face shape. I personally like to start with a line underlining my brow just so I can kind of get that shape going, and I'll just kind of look at it and check, and then once I have that line underneath, I will go ahead and put my line on top and just connect them both on the outer edge, and then once I have that complete, I will take my product and I'll slowly start to fill in the outer corner of them. And then once I don't have as much product left on my brush, I will start to feather it through the front of the brows. Then I like to turn my brush sideways and create small hair strokes. I really like adding in these hair strokes. I feel like it just gives the brow a little bit more dimension to it and fluffiness, and just kind of makes it look a little bit softer on that inner corner. And then once I am done with filling it in, I will grab my Anastasia Dip Brow Gel in the shade Blonde. It's a shade lighter than what I use to fill my brows in with, just because I feel like it gives it a little bit more dimension, and I use that to set them into place. And that is the brows complete. I did decide to apply some false lashes today. They're definitely not required, but it does just give a little extra oomph to the look. So I just take my lash adhesive and I apply it directly to my lash band. I then go in and I curl my lashes while that's drying. I usually do about 10 pulses before going in with my mascara. And I just like to do a nice thin, even coat with my mascara. I'm not really trying to thicken or lengthen my lashes any. I'm just trying to get them nice and black so that they blend in with the lash. When I go to stick down the lash, I make sure to stick down the center of the lash first. I check the placement, make sure it's good, and then I go in and I stick down the outer corner, check the placement again, and then finally I go in and I stick down that inner corner lash. I have worn these lashes a couple times, so they are pretty molded to my eye shape, so they go on quite easy. However, usually lashes can be quite a struggle. It just takes lots of practice. I then finish off the bottom lashes with some mascara, and once I'm done with that, it is time for lips. I'm going in with the Morphe matte lipstick in the shade Wifey. It's just a nice, good peachy nude lip. This is my favorite kind of lip to go for. However, with this eye look, you really can pair it with any color since it is a very neutral eye look. So I'm just kind of applying that, you know, how you apply your normal lipstick. I thought about topping it off with a gloss, but I actually really like how it looked matte, so I left it. And then to finish off this look, I am going in with a nude eyeliner, and I am applying that directly into my waterline. What this does is it just really opens up the eye look and just makes your eyes look nice and awake, and I just really like how it looks. And alrighty guys, that is the finished look. Let me know what you think.